One of the many mistakes I thought was made by the prequels of Star Wars was in the elements in which it doesn't quite line up with what is now the follow-ups to these stories of the original trilogy. And there's quite a few here and there, Leia knowing their mother and all that type of stuff, and Qui-Gon and being the teacher and not Yoda for Obi-Wan, and what have you. But the thing about the droids was that they would be the obvious characters who would be featured throughout, which is another failing of the sequel trilogy, which they're there, but they're not really. Yeah. Anyway, R2-D2 and C-3PO were important, and they're introduced in ways no one really expected. I mean, certainly, I don't know that I'm ever going to get used to the idea of Anakin built C-3PO. Why? He didn't need to do that. But still, even if you took that out, you still have a bit of a problem here, because Anakin is clearly, and Obi-Wan, are involved with those droids, even though they don't seem to recognize them at all. In the original trilogy, most notably, Obi-Wan doesn't recognize R2-D2. I am aware there was a comic book that cleared that up where he did, but he had to keep it quiet for the benefit of Luke and all that. But no. No, and besides, there's a comic book that figured it out. It was the only way I could see this working out is that the audience knows who these droids are. And of course, Anthony Daniels would be the voice, but the names would be a little different. So the obvious thing, instead of C-3PO, it would be 2C-2PO. And R2-D2, R1-D1, something along those lines. And then they both get their memories wiped, not just C-3PO, when the trilogy comes to an end. And maybe some minor alterations to where they didn't look quite the same. And so that clears that up to where Darth Vader doesn't quite recognize these droids. They're just more droids. You see tons of them and all that. But here, within, certainly demonstrated by the prequels, but even more so by Clone Wars, is quite a relationship with the droids, and most importantly with R2-D2, where Anakin really genuinely cares about R2-D2 very much, not very much, exactly the way Luke Skywalker interacts with R2-D2. And that's pretty much Anakin is Luke at this point in this series. And but the son becomes the father and all that. So it's just narratively and stuff. I would have thought that it would be a thing that should have been addressed to make it flow better and all that, but didn't happen that way. And so here we are. So Clone Wars had 2 episodes concerning R2-D2 getting lost in a battle by Anakin, and that was the downfall of a droid. And Obi-Wan's like, well, that's too bad, but got to move on. And then beyond just Anakin wanting his little buddy back, he says, well, I didn't wipe his memory. So he has, top secret knowledge of their movements and whatnot. And so Obi-Wan's like, oh, crap, you got to go get him, So the chase is on to get R2. Of course, Grievous gets a hold of him. And there you are, and a sleazy dealer or whatever has him and trying to wheel and deal. Well, you can imagine what it ends up for the dealer trying to extort Grievous. It doesn't work out so great. Meanwhile, there's a replacement droid, and the whole time this is being done up where this replacement droid is just a bit of a klutz and can't do anything right. And Ahsoka feels sorry for him and is like, give him a chance and all this stuff. And Anakin's, I don't know. And Anakin is just rude to him and calls him stubby and all this stuff. It's just, R2 would never make that mistake and all that. And the whole thing is like, oh, geez, really hurting the feelings of this, beeping bucket. But it's for the story, And so, but lo and behold, Anakin was probably closer to being right than Ahsoka was, because he was a spy. It was planted there by Grievous, which you'd think he would do a lot more than just try to replace R2-D2, and would be snooping around and all kinds of crap that the Republic was up to, you know. But it was just for this. And so he's a traitor. And so that's when it crosses over into the next episode, which is Duel of the Droids. And so R2 has to do some whoop-ass on his replacement there, Stubby. I forget I think it was an R3. I don't know, but anyway, that's what happens. And there's a climactic battle on a collapsing platform, and then Anakin flies in at the last minute to save his little buddy. And everything's great because Grievous just never got around to downloading what R2 had in there. Grievous is terrible. He loses all the time. And he just, he lashes out to everybody else and stuff. But, man, when's this guy going to win something? It's like Dooku's like, screw this guy. We got to have somebody better than that. But, of course, the good guys have to win, So, anyway, there you go. Downfall of a droid and Duel of the Droids, I guess, yeah. But yeah, I would have thought maybe just a change of the name and stuff like that so that it's not so recognizable. Darth Vader say, "Hey, R2, where you been?" And of course, yeah, having built C-3PO, yeah, never was too crazy about that. But yeah, well, it's done. So what are you gonna do? And boy. It's not as bad as what was to come later, huh? Oh, God. Oh well. We got a lot of old stuff to to enjoy, I guess. Thank you for watching and listening. Say, why not like and subscribe and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores and have plenty of goodies for you. Most notably, my comic book Night Night over at IndiePlanet.com. You can also catch my podcast, The Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute. That's the Mr Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.